Hello and welcome to Universal Healing. I like to talk today about the very famous these days immune system because this Wednesday we're gonna do a healing that our focus, our intention, and our performance will be directed to the immune system, which is such a thing. Maybe you have heard many doctors even saying that there is no immune system as a system because it's a sum of many different parts of the body working together. And I have to say that I pretty much agree that there is not just one system that we could call immune system, even though there are very specific things like the thymus gland that produces the T cells that helps us to recognize something that is coming from outside and adapt our body to that or adapt that to our body. Also, there is the bone marrow and well, that produces the white cells and the spleen and many, I would say most of the body helps in this adaptation, in this bringing our body to a communion with what is coming from outside. But I've been thinking and feeling about the immune system a lot. And I think that one of the main things that is affecting our capacity to be healthy, to be in a healthy relationship with life, with nature, with our surroundings, and with our experience in life, it's the belief systems. I was going to say the brain, but the brain is not. The brain is just what storages and what commands many times how to react or how to deal with things. But I would say it's the belief systems. And the main belief system is that that affects our capacity to be immune or to not be afraid and be resilient with life. It's the perception, the belief that outside is dangerous, that we are separate from life and from nature, and that this planet is dangerous, and so on. That there are many illnesses happening, that there are new things coming all the time to kill us. This, if you really pay attention to it, you see, you go deep inside, you relax, you see that it's just a belief system. And you may say, oh, but in my experience, yeah, I'm hurting so much. I have had, or I know these people that died, or people with cancer. And yes, people dies, we die. It's part of this experience, this physical experience. But in my physical experience, I have realized at this point, in my 50s, in my 50s more than ever, even though it's something that have been always in a certain level with me, that if we keep a healthy relationship with our body. So what does that mean? That means that we don't give away our body. We don't give the responsibility for not just the health, but the well-being of our body to others. We can be pretty much healthy most of the time. Then there are people that have been studying, exploring, and very much about the immune system, or how we get sick, or how we may heal in many different ways. And there is the 5 biological laws from Dr. Hammer, that if you go there and you explore, you learn a little bit. It can be very complicated, but in synthesis, it's simple. Is that there is no illness. What happens is that we get, and many of us healers, people that work in healthcare, we know that many times what triggers a malfunction in the body is trauma. So trauma that have not been dealt with, that have not been support with help from others, being able to share it, being able to express it, being able to feel it. And this is again part of taking responsibility for your own body and your own experience. So many times it's just, oh, I had this trauma, I'm so ashamed, or I'm so sad, or I'm so fearful that I'm just gonna keep it and forget about it. I'm gonna forget about it. So that doesn't go away, that stays storage and keeps our nervous system activated in a fight or flight or freeze action, and that can stay there forever, that can stay there for days, that can stay there for years or for hours. And then what happens is that when we go into healing, so we can relax, so that energy, our parasympathetic gets more active than the sympathetic, so we are not more in that reaction, in that activation, and the body goes into a process of like the animals do, shaking the trauma out when they have survived an attack. And what does in our system, in our body, is that it looks like symptoms. So it feels like we are getting sick, but actually it's just a survival mechanism that it's healing itself. So that might be interested, or it might be interesting or not for you. It can be complicated. If you are interested in how illness it gets created, you can explore and that. But the truth is that then in that process, it's in that process of deactivation, and when symptoms appear because something is being released, is being transformed, a trauma is being transformed in the body, then it's very helpful to have energy healing. It's very helpful to have therapy, and sometimes even medical intervention if the symptoms get very intense. So I went in a tangent here, but with that, but I think it's important information that helps many of us to realize that oh, actually there is no, because in those 5 biological laws you understand that viruses, bacteria, all the microorganisms actually are with us, not against us. Actually, in our body there are trillions of these microorganisms that without them we could not exist, and actually them are a big part of the immune system, because they bring to our body, to our system, the actual chemistry of belonging into this planet and belonging to the new environment. So one thing that really affects us is poisoning, and many times we get poisoned by radiation, by many modern things that are happening. But the biome, the microorganisms, help us also to detox our system continuously. But the main idea that I would like to express today in this video is that we belong here, and we have a way to be here in a very healthy way. Just accepting. Of course you can explore. Of course I have been doing a big exploration in my life, and I continue. I'm not done. I'm here to explore. I'm an explorer. And you can be explorer as well with things that are really bothering you. So if you are bothered by your health, explore. And I would say maybe you don't need to, if you've been exploring a lot outside what others say, what doctors say, what medicine says, what science says, what healers say, go inside and see what your body says. You can do that. This body is yours. This body is you. And part of the health crisis that is happening in the world, it's because of this sense of separation between me and my body. So come back to your body. It's not so difficult. Maybe you are not used to, but come back to your body. Feel it. Talk with it. Ask questions. Breathe into it. And maybe you will see that this body actually belongs here. Many times doing these healings that we do in Universal Healing, I can really, me and the other healers, we can see how these physical bodies of us are actually made out of the same exact things on the planet, nature. These bodies belong here, and actually we are in a benign place. This universe and this planet supports our body here. Do we need all these outside interventions? Do we need all these medicine and constant trying to find regulations from, I would say, artificial methods for our presence, for our healthy presence here? I would say maybe sometimes when we're having a crisis, that is helpful, but most of the time, no. Most of the time we are just fine. Most of the time we belong here. We always belong here, but what I mean is that can we relax, surrender? to that we are a natural part of this natural planet, in this natural life, in this natural universe. When we more surrender to that, less we need artificial things to support us. We are one with nature. And maybe that it's hard to understand or to believe. I'm not asking you to believe anything, but it's hard to trust that we are one with nature when you live in a city and when you are in a kind of type of life that it's away from nature and it's more mental. But we are one with nature, and you can prove it to yourself if you go to nature naked. Naked meaning trusting that you are enough and that nature will support you there. So coming back to health and to a healthy life, it's coming back to the nature of who you are. And I don't mean that you have to leave the city and go and buy a farm or make in a cave. Or I mean, if you want to do that, I encourage you to do it. But it's embracing the nature that you are. Not long ago, I did a video when I was sailing in Panama through these beautiful islands. And I had such an amazing awareness of what I call the crazy. And the crazy is that mix of bliss and presence and daring to keep exploring yourself with your moment by moment, but also it can be wild moments in it. And instead of saying no, you may say yes, because there is something there. There is more of you there. And when I'm talking about this communion, coming back to the reality that you are nature and that you are healthy in nature and that your body doesn't need anything outside of nature, usually, to be healthy. Any interventions, artificial interventions, because your body knows. Your body knows. Your body knows. And that separation that I was talking just a moment ago, it comes from fear, that the fear that through, let's say, childhood, we've been told that our body doesn't know many times. The truth is that our body knows. And when I'm saying our body, I mean our physical body and our energetic body together. No. And if we can see it, we can be with it, with our physical and energetic body together, trusting who we are and allowing all the aspects that you have been denying of yourself. Aspects that you've been afraid of. You're going to find power, you're going to find health, and you're going to find fulfillment. And that is one of the things that I'm saying about allowing to be in contact and allowing your crazy to be present in your life. Because big part of the fulfillment that you would like to experience in your life comes from accepting and embodying these parts. One of them, the crazy. So yeah, we're gonna do this beautiful healing. Yesterday we did the spine, the human spine healing, and it was so amazing to dive into the beautiful spine that connects us energetically with the earth and with the sky, and then to feel how all these fears are preventing the movement of the spine in different places. Like when we are afraid of our sexuality or creativity, or we may stop moving the spine in the lower back. So the natural flow stops, and then we start having pain, we start having constriction there, and who knows where that can go. But it's so important to pay attention, and it's so important to be kind and to love ourselves in that matter. In that matter, meaning that, okay, I feel pain in my lower back. What is there? Can I move it? Can I explore it? Maybe I need help from energy healing, or from other things that feel good for you. And how more, I would say, how more natural it can be, more it will work for you in the way that it will empower you. It will bring back that connection with your own body, with your own system. And then health will come in a very natural way. I really feel that health should be a very secondary thing in life. And I'm finding, maybe because I'm a healer, and so I'm working with people that have issues in that way. But for many people, it's such a primordial focusing thing every day of their life. And that is because their life have stopped being natural. And like I said, natural doesn't mean that you have to leave the city and be in the forest. Natural means that you are in connection with your own nature. And from that, you will connect with nature wherever you are. Because nature, it's everywhere. We are in this planet, and this planet is nature. Everywhere. So keep exploring who you are. Sometimes we need support, and we are here to give you this energetic support with our energy healings in universal healing. And find your own way, find that space in you that knows that your life and your presence in this life makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, keep exploring until it makes sense. So thank you. And from my heart to your heart, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being who you are. And thank you for keep exploring. We all need each other here, present in our nature. Thank you.